Without much fanfare in the U.S., Chinese smartphone maker Xiaomi introduced two new handsets on Wednesday. Now, the word from analysts is while the phones may provide good value for the money, it still might not be enough to catch up to the likes of Apple or Samsung. So joining us to break this down is Dan Costa, editor-in-chief at PCMag.com. Dan, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
So let's talk a little bit about these Xiaomi phones. Can you give a few details about the handsets?
So they look like very nice handsets. They're state-of-the-art flagship phones. They're using the latest Qualcomm processor. They've got dual cameras, which is going to improve picture quality. And all in all, just really solid handsets. And they're about half the price of the iPhone in China. So that's been Xiaomi's model, is to come out with really good handsets that are undercutting Apple's prices. The problem is that may not be enough to really succeed in an increasingly competitive Chinese market.
Yeah, that is the big question. And you mentioned the lower price point. The phones, you could consider them good value. They cost less than the iPhone and the Galaxy phone. So what is the problem that vendors are facing? Why are they still trailing rival smartphone makers? I mean, the price point alone should be, I would think, attractive.
It's a great value. It's a great phone. The problem is there are a lot of other great values and great phones on the market in China. Xiaomi was like the darling of the smartphone boom in China, and now there's a bunch of other competitors on the market. Oppo's got great phones. Huawei has made great gains and has great handsets that are doing very, very well. So they've got competitors that have basically similarly priced, similarly featured phones in the market right now. And they're also reaching the same problem that is happening in the US, where consumers just aren't upgrading their phones as frequently as they used to. There is no killer feature that's really hitting the market that's making consumers go, oh, I've got to get the latest and greatest phone. And that's sort of suppressing smartphone sales across the market and across different countries.
Certainly. Smartphone saturation. So reports say the gap between Xiaomi and the world's largest smartphone makers has widened this year. What would it take to shrink that gap, keeping in mind, of course, that we are talking about smartphone saturation?
Yeah, I think we'll see what the fallout will be with Samsung internationally because of their Galaxy Note 7 disaster. That's going to cost them a lot of money. It's going to cost them a lot, give them a lot of headaches, and it's also hurt their brand. I mean, they are no longer have the premium brand that they've always been proud of. But we'll see. I think the thing that Xiaomi needs to do, they need to fix their supply chain problems. They need to get their phones out on shelves and reach those people in China that haven't had a smartphone yet. And then they've got to solve the service problem. They always planned on making money not just on the hardware, but making money on the services that they were going to sell with those phones, those over-the-top services, those shopping services, those music services, those communication services. You know, that hasn't been the cash cow that they hoped for, but there's still a lot of opportunity there, and I think they've got to figure out a way to unlock that.
Yeah, and in light of all of this, including these Samsung Galaxy Note 7 recalls, the new iPhone 7 that's really just, hitting stores in countries across the world right now, in light of this new handset from Xiaomi, what is your outlook of the smartphone space in general moving forward?
The big question that I have is Apple going to cut the price of the iPhone? They've been charging a premium, certainly in the US. They've been charging a premium internationally as well. I just don't know how much longer they can afford to do that in China because they're losing market share. They know that they can see the market slipping away from them. And I think they know that they need to cut prices in order to stay competitive. And the question is, will they be willing to do that? And that could really be a game changer.
Well, Dan Costa, thanks for joining us. Thank you for watching. I'm Morgan Brennan. Have a great day.
Hey CNBC fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Here you're going to find videos packed with all of the information that you need to be smarter about your finances. You can subscribe by clicking right here and click on all the videos around me or the eye right here to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.